So what is UDL? If you've been around schools lately, UDL is a term that gets thrown around a lot, but what is it? In the bad old days, we used to think that we could get away with teaching to a mythical middle. We used to think there was such a thing as a normal student and that all we needed to do was come up with lessons that worked for this made-up normal kid and everyone would learn. And then we wised up. There are almost 8 billion people on the planet speaking thousands of languages and living in hundreds of countries. And each one of these people has their own story, their own thing that makes them unique. You are not quite like anyone else. You grew up in a different family, a different home, and had different experiences than me. More importantly, your brain is not quite like anyone else's. Each of us learns slightly differently. Each of us is into slightly different things and expresses ourselves in different ways. So why should we teach each one of you the same exact way? So what is UDL? UDL, Universal Design for Learning, is an instructional philosophy that takes as a given that every classroom has a wide range of learners with different strengths, interests, learning styles, and needs. Every classroom is going to have students who read incredibly well and those who struggle, students who've never forgotten their homework in their life, and students who never remember their backpack, much less their homework. Rather than designing a lesson for that one mythical normal student, UDL helps teachers think through how to design a lesson that's going to work for a whole range of students. Quick sidebar. UDL is not the same as differentiation. Differentiation, which we will talk more about in other videos, focuses on knowing the individual students in your room. UDL is an instructional design philosophy that you can use in any classroom. It has 3 big principles. Number 1, provide multiple means of representation. Number 2, provide multiple means of action and expression. And number 3, provide multiple means of engagement. The people at CAST, the organization behind UDL, believe that if you follow these 3 principles, you will wind up with resourceful, knowledgeable, motivated, and strategic learners. Provide multiple means of representation. The people at CAST argue that different people comprehend and perceive information differently. That means that there isn't just one right way to share information with learners. That means you're going to have to give learners chances to see and hear the information. It also means giving lots of varied examples, providing rich definitions, and building students' background knowledge and awareness of patterns. By the way, the link to the graphic here is at the end of the video, as is a link to the CAST website for you to learn more about UDL. Provide multiple means of action and expression. People also vary in how they prefer to express themselves. Some people are great talkers, and others are great artists or great musicians. Be aware of physical challenges and provide learners with different options to physically interact with classroom materials. Think through different ways that you can build expression into your lesson. Does everybody have to write a paper? Does everybody have to raise their hand and speak? Can you mix it up a bit? Finally, don't assume that all of your students are as good at planning and strategizing as you are. Build a scaffold for all of your students to help them build towards independence and the soft skills of being a student. Finally, provide multiple means of engagement. You know how you think that Star Trek is the coolest show ever invented? Here's a wild guess. Not all of your students would agree. Your students vary in their interest and self-regulation skills. To create a truly masterful lesson, build in student choice and make the learning experience as authentic as possible. Hold all of your students to high standards, but also help them understand why they are learning the content. Finally, help your students learn to become self-regulated learners by giving them time to reflect and assess their own progress. And that's it. The excellent people at CAST have lots more information about UDL and tips for how to get started. Check out their website and download a copy of the UDL graphic organizer that we used today. And reach out with any questions or comments. Thanks for watching.